No fucking reason,
bro.
like,
Who
we
is
in
Dave?
the ocean right now.
Who is Dave?
Why does it matter who Dave
Who is
is?
Dave?
Why does it matter? Does it matter who Dave
Tell me who
is?
Dave is.
I don't know who Dave is.
Get off, bro.
Get off. Why would I get off out here? I'm in the middle of the ocean.
Get off the jet ski.
Get off.
Get off, bro.
Yep.
Down, bro.
Kobe's mother and father just sold his NBA championship ring. They just sold it. Why? Because they need capital to live. They're elders. They need some money. Vanessa Bryant ain't giving them a dime. Kobe Bryant left her almost $1 billion, and you mean to tell me that you don't have enough decency, enough respect to float Kobe Bryant's mother and father $1 million? Even if it's one time, Art. Even if it's one time. I don't really like y'all. I don't really mess with y'all. Y'all son told me not to be bothered with y'all. But because you are his parents, because he would have never existed without you, because if y'all don't give birth to Kobe Bryant, he never becomes my husband, I'm never in this financial position. Because of that, let me give you $1 million. Let me throw him $5 million. I'm not giving you no more, but I'm gonna give you $5 million, but you can't come back again. Can we agree on that? Can we sign a non-disclosure? I'm gonna give you this $5 million, but y'all can't come back. Fine, give us the $5 million. She won't even throw them $1, bro.
People in America are not settled with the information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot or a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place. And then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccinations.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how many years were invested in this approach? About 20 years of science to get us to be able to do it.
20 years is not enough. And 9 months is definitely not enough for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
But if it allows thousands of people like you don't get vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu then, right?
And not
it's
like
much
the
more
common
serious than the flu.
Well, the flu kills a lot of people annually too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year? I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Well, the number that you all giving that died, that's once again, that's you all's number.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, definitely. Because when you start talking about paying people to get vaccinated, when you start talking about incentivizing things to get people vaccinated, there's something else going on with that. Something else going on.
It is something going on with
something else.
You're right. But I'm glad millions of people like me and most everybody here didn't get an. You know what their incentive was? Protecting their health and protecting the city. But I won't keep you anymore.
It's okay, because my incentive, y'all campaign is about fear. It's about inciting fear in people. You all attack people with fear. That's what this pandemic is. It's a fear. It's fear, this pandemic. That's all it is.
Trade checks, I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action. Squad the homie stop what's happening. Face is a 9, abs a 10, D is a to be determined. He got mad jokes, he don't seem broke. The only red flag, he said he don't vote. This midterms for all the single cute. Wanna hit this booty, gotta do your civic duty. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking. No voting, no fucking. No voting.
You are traveling with the OM Mystic. Time to tap in now. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Hunter's favorite astrologer.
Everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
Time to tap in now.
My mind right, money right, yeah. Ready for war, nigga, we ready for y'all.
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
Let me see those hands in the air.
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
Yes. We are here once again with a quick edition of the Daily Energy Reading. The topic of today is money isn't everything, and we're basing that off the astrology, basing that off the knowledge, as doing a little behind the scenes work. Get my trusty dusty lower third, whatever you call that. Today is Wednesday, Mercury Day. We're going to be talking about Mercury square Mars and Uranus. And I think that it doesn't have to be a very long video because what we're talking about is basic fundamental upkeep. When we talk about Mercury, we're talking about the mind or consciousness, and this is what we mostly are. So is life that we live, and most people are going to base life on what they have or don't have, the past or the future, but life is never that, no matter how much money you have or wherever you're at in life. Life is basically boiled down to this moment now and the experiences you have in the moment. So you could for sure prepare for the future. You can do a lot to, make money now and, do a lot of things that represent tomorrow, but you'll never fully truly know that what you're doing is even going to benefit you in the future because you never even really know if you're going to even be here in the future. So I'm using Puff Daddy as a overall thumbnail because I remember a time where Puff Daddy was on top of the world, and now he has been basically put through one of the worst humiliation rituals I ever had seen. So when it comes to people who prioritize money, prioritize massive success, I find that those people have a tough time to deal with the realities of the downs, because the ups are great when they're the up, but the downs are something that people can't really handle. So outside of Puffy, to the average person, you have a past that is so valid to you. It creates who you are and it creates your personality, but it's all bullshit. You are consciousness, you are Mercury, you are future and past, you are up and down, but mostly 99% of your existence is going to be spent in the moment now. It's never going to be tomorrow. It's always going to be today. It's never going to be yesterday. It's always going to be today. No matter how much money you have, no matter how many times you got cracked this weekend, no matter how many times you cheated on your ex, none of those things will relate to the now, the moment. So working hard and doing the things that you're going to do in civilization, you're going to waste the moment, mostly through working, right? The one thing about niggas, they for sure going to work because they feel like they have to work. And in working, it's hard to be present. I mean, you depending on the type of job you have, but the purpose of work is so, what they do. They tell you you have to work here amount a particular time, because within that time frame, your presence has to be subjugated to the company, meaning your ability to be present, to follow your soul, is basically capped, right? Depending on the type of job you have. But for most part, you're just kind of focused in on whatever it is the task is in front of you, and that task has nothing to do with what your soul wants you to do long term. So, into the conversation, we're going to be talking about Mercury, which is in the third decan of luxury, of Cancer, and is going to be squaring what we talked about yesterday, Mars and Uranus in the first decan of Taurus. This is a major conjunction because you will experience a major shift in who you're going to become based upon your actions. So the magic is in your action. The magic is in how you woke up today, how you spent your time. Did you waste time watching Pornhub, or did you get up straight to it? Did you work out? Did you do the things that you needed to do, or you just kind of slacked off and just kind of felt sorry for yourself? That's going to be the inverse of the energy, because that's how this shit works. So the Sabian symbol that Mercury is in Cancer is 27. And so Cancer 27 is a storm in a canyon. So yesterday we talked about storms in general, how I was doing the study and then go to lay down and it just starts the most severe thunderstorm I think I ever heard in my life. But it just felt very psychic and very much of like a charge of energy. So I wasn't mad at it. Lo and behold, Mercury is in an energy that represents a storm as well. So peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. I was just making sure that I wasn't on mute. But anyways, I like to work these through metaphysically. So a storm, when we see a storm or we see lightning, that is colloquially or classically in antiquity, that was the gods sending down energy to earth, right? And then if you think about electricity, and then like Benjamin Franklin holding a kite with a key and actually transmuting the lightning into what we call modern day electricity, being the same energy, electricity, the same ways for which we're able to communicate at this very moment. Uh, the phone, the lights, all of these things represent electricity. However, the same way God connects to us via electricity, we can always connect to God no matter where we're at. So when you see a storm in a canyon, that's representing the lows of the lows, right? But God can reach you when you are at the lows of lows, right? So it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. When we get into the science of spirituality, this, and when you partake in the science, what do I mean by partaking in the science? When you burn your herbs every day, when you are taking a bath, when you are, steaming, when you are drinking your teas, you're not eating sugar, flour, rice. You're just really real about what you need nutritionally. You're exercising, stretching. If you're a woman, you're doing hip openers. You're in tune with your body. You're not fucking around. You're not saying, "Oh, this job is stressing me out, so I can't do the spiritual. This relationship is stressing me out, so I can't do the spiritual. I hurt myself, so I can't do the spiritual stuff." You're not giving yourself any excuse, and you're in what you're supposed to be doing spiritually, from there, that is scientific. You know, when we it's only when we don't do the shit, and maybe because what I used to do, I used to listen to niggas, and I would feel like if I just listened to niggas' videos, that was me doing the work. So that could be a thing too. So I would hope that not only do you just passively listen to the content, but you actually get a cauldron. You actually, get into spiritually developing and living your life aesthetically in reference to your soul. Because damn what your ego wants out of life. You need to figure out what your soul wants from you so you can get yourself into these precarious positions thinking that you can do anything you want to do. But eventually, you're going to have to really go deep within yourself and figure out what is going to be the thing that you need to like raise up out of whatever mire you got yourself into. So, as I was stating earlier, when we reference a canyon in the Sabian symbol, is also saying a crisis. Like, I done got myself into some shit, but it's okay because it leads to a transformation. It's not okay not to condone fucked up shit, but shit does happen. So, with that being said, how do you're not supposed to stay in your shit. You're supposed to transform through that crisis. Eventually, our lives are disturbed by forces that call attention to the transient and shallow natures of luxury. See, money ain't everything, it is a part of life. But if you develop philosophically, right? If you develop philosophically, the nature of philosophy is going to get you some money anyways. Let me explain. So, the first thing that we need to do is deal with the etymology of philosophy, because what is an actual philosophy? If I ask 100 people this, you're going to get 100 different answers. Why? Because everybody has a different philosophy, meaning that the knowledge that they had, the learning that they had, and the scholarship that they've partaken in have created their philosophy. And most people don't even write, meaning like scholarship, what, like, it grinds my gears, right? This is one of my little pet peeves. When people read books but they don't like put out a blog about it or do a video about it, because what does it matter if you learn something, if you read a book? Like, this could be a fiction book. You know how, like, if I'm like searching for information on a book and I'm going on YouTube, I will click the videos about the book before I read it. And people will be like, I don't know what I should do content about. I don't even know how to do content because content is so hard. I don't know. But be like, yeah, I read like 15 books yesterday. They were amazing. I learned so much. All right, but who are you helping? So, knowledge, right, is one thing. Being smart is one thing, but we need to be more, well, I would say with that knowledge, you can move into being altruistic. What is altruistic? Having regard for the interests and well being of others. Because if you're telling me about yourself, you only care about yourself, and it took two people to actually make you. You didn't even create yourself. Think about how crazy that is. It would be one thing to think about yourself when if you created yourself, but you're not even nothing but your mom and dad having a late night rendezvous at 4 a.m. after eating some damn White Castle. That's what you are. But when it, like, so if it takes people to create other people, then our nature is to have a regard for the interests and well-being of others. And this is the Hood Mystic YouTube channel where we are spiritually centric on this channel. There's no sense in being spiritually centric and selfish at the same time. I hate that you feel that you can't, like, don't nobody want to hear what you have to say. That's what bothers me. That's what grinds my gears, but I'll let it go. And you know who I'm talking to too. So don't even, it is what it is. Hood, don't DM me too. You was talking about me in your live today. I heard you talking about me in your live. Don't even do it. So back to philosophy. Knowledge, learning begets scholarship, but it's a secret mystery to the Greek word philosophia. Philosophia. It is the actual love of knowledge, the pursuit of wisdom, a systematic investigation. But let's backtrack to the love of knowledge. At this particular point, I bet you trying to summons a little bit of love for your baby daddy or your baby mama. Because those niggas ain't even made to be loved at a certain point. But when we talking about what's going to manifest or what's going to be attracted in our lives, it is a simple love for knowledge. And you have to really develop this love for knowledge. But I think what's going to trip up any initiate, anybody that's interested in this thing, is that they don't want to actually share because they have not really done shadow work. So they haven't cleared the past away. The past. So let's look at life or consciousness like a river. Whenever we have a traumatic experience and we don't die, we like to put up a dam in our river as if the river is supposed to stop because we've had a traumatic experience or an experience that we didn't like or experience that we didn't want to happen or an experience that we love so much. Whatever we deciding that we can put a dam in our river, it's a bad mistake. So when people will talk to you about stuff, say for instance, they were married and they just got a divorce. Anybody have a friend that just got a divorce? One's in the chat if sooner or later they start talking about their ex-wife. One's in the chat. One's in the chat if you know somebody that has somebody close to them transition. Sooner or later, they talk about that. One's in the chat if somebody just got hired at a job and you go out to dinner with them. One's in the chat, sooner or later, they talking about the job that they working at for the past week. Why is that? Because we don't fundamentally know how to be present. We're trying to capture the past or capture the future, and we don't know that we can't even do it, right? You can't even build a dam to stop the river. You ever lost somebody and you just want the world to stop? One's in the chat, if you lost somebody, you want the world to stop, you want to go back in time, you want to tell them, don't suck dick while you're driving. You might crash. But you can't do it. Right? That's from a movie. What movie is that from? Fuck. No, that's from American Gods. Shadow Moon's wife died because she was sucking off the neighbor or something while Shadow Moon was in jail. But anyways, nothing you could do can bring back your grandma. It's fucked up. But the river, life, consciousness, it's July 17th. Is it July 17th? Yeah, it's July 17th, 2024. That's just what it is, boo-boo. Right? And so imagine in the lack of shadow work in Black people is the lack of rite of passage, the lack of actual ceremonies. You know, some of y'all is hoes, but that's cool because sex is creation and creation means you a healer. So in traditional Indigenous society, the hoes would be the healers and they would exist in the truth of fucking the guys and healing them through sex. I personally don't like a girl that is anti-sex. Right? I want you to be forward with the sex. I wanted you to already have fucked me before I even had met you. And I know that like I want you to be that forward. You know what I'm saying? Because sex is creation, creation is healing. We got here through sex. So society have juxtapositioned money on top of sex, money on top of knowledge. This is why people will work a fucking job and be cool. Y'all got aunties right now in the later stages of their life with an apartment and no husband, no relationship, and you can see it in their eyes, but that's just what it is. They was a nurse, they worked for the city, they had a career, and which is cool. But at the same time, that's a crazy way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like when all you had to do was really just explore yourself and like really get into sacred sciences such as Kundalini, such as Kama Sutra, such as consciousness. You know, it's so much to learn that niggas don't really love it. Niggas don't love knowledge. People don't pursue wisdom, right? It's not something that people really care about. Even if it is a personal thing, people are perfectly fine with you not knowing who the fuck they are. Right? And that's so fucked up because we are indigenous people. We are indigenous people and we are brought up through ritual. Ritual to say, okay, this is who is on your head. This is your life path. You are a warrior. You think in the traditional tribe that you could just be whatever the fuck you wanted to be? Think about a society, a world filled with animals, filled with pirates, explorers, discoverers, kidnappers, rival tribes. Think about how ignorant you are to just think that you could just do whatever the fuck you want to do. And think about how more treacherous the world is. Like, I think it's fucked up because we live in a world with the same conquerors, for lack of better words, the same colonizers that have just like stretched out they shit. They just kind of, put their nuts on your head and said, yeah, this is what it is, right? And then instead of figuring out our indigenous rituals and rites of passage and connecting to the knowledge of the ancestors through meditation, through raising your consciousness, through tapping into your Akashic records, by having a love of knowledge, motherfuckers just want to just get more money. Or get a new girl, or get a new nigga. Go like, at the end of the day, motherfuckers will be more happier if they found somebody that's actually going to love their ass. But at the end of the day, who's really doing shadow work to love them motherfucking selves? Because the psychology is the deepest knowledge in the world. The self-talk, the inner talk. Man. And then people will say, man, I just wish I could find something, or I wish I could have something. You're right there able to tell yourself. So another explanation of Diddy No Way Out is the 5 of Earth. Reason why we're saying the 5 of Earth is because Mars and Uranus is in his first decan of Taurus. The first decan of Taurus is ruled by the 5 of Dis. The 5 of Dis is Mars and Uranus basically creating a way out of no way. And the reality of this energy is if you knew how to get the fuck up out of your situation, you would have been got up out of your situation. but you don't know how to get out of your situation. So now you got to actually tap into higher consciousness and you got to really follow the plan. So what this energy looks like is you go into a motherfucking boot camp and you got one of the motherfucking sergeants that's like up at 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Make your bed, wash your ass, you know what I'm saying? But watch yourself, you know, all that type of shit. That's the energy. It should be somebody within yourself, right? It should be your consciousness. Because what energy rules the 5 of this? Mercury. This is a Mercury glyph. Mercury and Taurus. This is the consciousness within the body, the consciousness within the words. But then you have Mars and Uranus on top of this energy, giving you just kind of like a solution based upon doing the shit that you know you're supposed to already motherfucking do. Like, you can't be lazy. You can't give up on yourself. And I would just hope that the intuition would be raised up to such a high velocity, high volume, that you already know what you need to do without even thinking about it. So one of the meanings assigned to the 5 of this is No Way Out. Puff Daddy had his first CD was called No Way Out. And I think he was letting you know that, you know, even if I wanted to get off of this path, I can't. But this path that I'm going to, I know that it's going to be a crash out. So in life, and really, like I said, I didn't want to do a long video. We have 30 minutes, which is cool. In life, you know the end by the shit that you're doing. So if you're trying to change the past, you're trying to build a dam in the river of life, and you're not strong enough to do that, you have to let it go. You have to find peace with it. You have to resolve it. There's literally nothing you can do about the past. So that's one. And two, what are you learning? And three, what are you sharing? What are you learning with the intent to share? I'm talking about spiritual development and getting you to a place where you'll be purposely fulfilled. You don't know the reasons for which you are living your life until you share your conscious downloads. Because since we're all connected, is somebody in Baton Rouge, you know, fresh off of a train, trying to figure out life, and here you do posting a video. What yoni steam I did to clear my yoni after getting a train ran on me. And it's just a perfect alignment. But you thought that because you created a yoni steam specifically for girls that was getting trains ran on them, that wasn't a thing that you should have did. But you did it, and now you connecting, and now you got the #1 yoni steam for girls that get trains ran on them. And I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example of how this shit works. And these is just jokes. So at a certain point, you got to have a sense of humor to even be on this channel. If you get mad, that just means that this content ain't for you, and it's a million other scam artists that's about to waste your time with fake energy. So at the end of the day, consciousness, you can laugh, you can enjoy it, because none of this shit is real. Your ancestors is laughing their ass off right now. They having a great time kicking it. And you down here catching hell because you don't know the difference between the things that you can change and the things that you can't. So that's why God had to grant you the serenity or the peace and the wisdom to know the difference. This is knowledge. This is learning. This is experience. And the final hitting piece is you have to share it. So please like the video. If you like it, share the video. If you know somebody that will benefit from it, I'm the Hood Mystic with another daily energy reading. Thank you for watching. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer.